stream running. Tamindra also taking part in a Supra, I think. Yes, that's a Supra. Lovely car with all the livery on it. Apologies for the silence. We're still trying to get our microphone sorted in race control. Tamindra deciding to go slightly agricultural with his car. We ride on board now with Mahilal Peris. Mahilal also running the tried and tested Porsche. These cars all in the GR3 category, and if I'm not mistaken, they're all rear-wheel drive cars. Some of these cars, actually, I'm wondering why this is happening, but Sachetana Patrana is deciding to run medium tires. A slightly different concept there. The car being fueled up, as you can see. The sponsors brandings: House of Class, Cmsc, Lap 7, J Homes, and not forgetting Pit Pass. So there you see it, ladies and gentlemen, the wonderful cars taking part in the race at home round 3 championship. Saman Parag taking part, proud father of 3 competitors, Brian, Mevan and Kevin, who take part in the pro class. They'll be running tomorrow at the same time, as we have broken this up into two sessions. The AM class running today and the pro class running tomorrow. We are at the circuit in Kyoto. Kyoto is actually not a real world circuit. It's a fantasy circuit. It's 4.9 kilometers with 15 turns. A wonderful circuit that you see in Japan. Gran Turismo's home circuit, as one would call it. And there you have it. Informing us that in 5 minutes the qualifying will start for all the drivers. As you can hear, you might hear in the background our deputy clerk of the course having a chat with all the drivers to ensure they're all on the comms, as the race control has a direct communication line with each and every driver, just to ensure that the racing standards are in check. Stewards today also make sure that the drivers are being told if there are, or warned if there are any infringements on their part. Saman Pereira has gone in for a moment off track. Shane Darren in the pits alongside Mahilal Piris, who's also in the pits. Pansidu Abevikrama is also in the pits, and Randika in the pits. So all these drivers now all sitting waiting for the race to start. All drivers are going to commence their qualifying in exactly 2 minutes, I'm told. Interesting times. It's beautiful to see the sun in the background of Mount Kyoto in Japan. Some of these cars carrying different branded logos. I can see a Seat logo on the back of that car. Pit pass, biggest knife in the back of the other car. As you see, all these drivers are sitting and waiting. There's Adam Junaid with the sponsor logos. It says Max Superstar. I think Adam is an absolute Max Verstappen fan. Not quite sure what the other logos are, but all credit to the young boy as he's trying to get out there and qualifying. We'll ride on board with Adam. Jacob's branding on the side of his car. House of Glass. He wiggles the car a little bit to warm his tires up.
Actually, Adam's livery is very interesting. He has gone back to the flower bar era of the 60s. There's a lot of flowers in it. if you notice, I don't know. Maybe the father gave the ideas.
I think the sister is the one who does all the livery on the cars.
Can you see? It's like Beatles all over.
All back to the 60s.
Is he warming his tires? I guess so. And today in race control we have a pro driver who will be assisting us with the commentaries.
Without actually having to drive. It's a nice day off, as the pro race commences tomorrow
At the same time,
but in a different circuit. Tomorrow's pro race will be at Dragon's Trail Seaside,
yeah.
whereas this is in Kyoto Yamahiwa Park. So the qualifying is about to begin. We shall see how the amateur drivers fare. So apologies for that. We had a small issue in the starting procedure of qualifying. We are restarting the qualifying session, which should not take more than 2 minutes. On a few drivers to confirm their entries for the qualifying session. We are missing a championship leader of the amateur class, Kushan Piris. So many of the drivers would be looking to have a good catch up on points, including the likes of Adam Junaid and Mewan.
While we wait for the room to open up, we've got our 10 drivers lined up. Apologies, today seems to be one of those days where when it rains it does pour, literally. And we now ride on board with the drivers, as you will see them shortly. The qualifiers just about to begin. The drivers being told by race control that all is good, and they are just about to go out. You see all the cars out there, no drivers glitching, and the drivers are now on circuit, as you can see.
We have a wide array of cars on display today, most of them being Porsches, but at least this round we were able to witness a few Supras, including Randika's Supra. We have a Supra in, I believe, one other driver, Tamindra is also driving a Supra, but the main car being picked by these amateur drivers seems to be the Porsche, as it is the best car economically on fuel and on its tire wear, making it a good race car. Although it may not be the fastest car out there for qualifying purposes, its race pace is definitely one of the fastest cars out there. So as we ride around with all the drivers on their outlaps, just warming up their tires, preparing themselves for their first flying lap of this 10-minute qualifying session, we ride to the front of the field. Here is Shane Darren entering the final section of the circuit. We can see all the M drivers are actually pretty bunched up into separate groups, as we have Shane, Darren, Mewan and Adam Junaid in a small pack, just slowing down at the final corner, getting themselves a good run out of the hairpin. And Adam having a small toe off Mewan in front. Hopefully he doesn't catch up and lose time in the dirty air. Right on board with Adam Junaid. Change cameras into his onboard view, down into third gear, early turn in point and a fast exit through this uphill section. A slipstream would be very useful to these drivers in this uphill section, as it'll propel you forward as opposed to the cars in front of you and gain you extra lap time. Down into the fast swooping left-hander, bit of a wide entry from Adam, but a nice apex into 4th gear really quickly. It's a wonderful turning point. And into one of the trickiest areas on the circuit, a quick double chicane, first left, right, left, beautifully done. Hasn't cut the corner, hasn't gotten a penalty. And once again he'll get a small distant toe off Mewan in front. Into a hard braking zone, into the left hairpin. First gear, easy on the throttle on the exit. He's done that perfectly, and as you can see he is catching Mewan, which could indicate that his lap time is going to be quicker than Mewan's if he can keep this final section right. He's taken it in second, nicely done, nicely apexed, and now just one corner to go into the hairpin. Second gear, ideally first, but second gear can get you out of the corner fast as well, and he's caught up even more time to Mewan. This could be a really quick lap from Adam. A 35.0 from Shane, a 34.9 from Mewan, and a 34.4 from Adam Junaid. It's a really good lap. Tamindra goes fast. Tamindra has set a 34.5. Mahila 35.3, Rukshan 35.6, Saman 36.8, Sachetana 36.4. Saman. Pansilo is the final driver, 3.7 seconds away, but in all honesty, this M grid is pretty closely packed up to P7, only 1.7 seconds to the leader Randika, who has set a really quick lap time of a 33.9. But we are definitely going to see these lap times reduce to, I'd believe, around a 32.8, if I can estimate correctly, as throughout the qualifying session the drivers will pit for fresher tires and will have less fuel, making their cars lighter and much quicker on their final hot laps. As we see, Mewan has had a little bit of an agricultural experience at the hairpin. Shane Darren is also just cooling himself down after a really quick hot lap. Adam might be going for another hot lap, but it won't be as quick as his first one as his tire deg increases.
Jago, we're missing a couple of drivers today, aren't we?
Yeah, Kushan Pires is not present at the race today, which could be vital for the championship, as there are many other drivers close behind him in the championship, such as the likes of Mewan, Adam Junaid, even Inoku isn't here today. But there are many people who could capitalize on a good weekend today.
And all these drivers are running different setups, or are the cars all equal? I mean, I see different cars here.
Let's see, in
what is the formula to make them equal?
In Gran Turismo, the car setups would be equal as balance of power is enabled for the entire race.
What exactly is balance of power?
Balance of power is basically equating the car's weight and total horsepower to make it as equal as possible. Obviously there will be differences in terms of acceleration and actual stability of the cars. Like the Porsches are the most stable cars in the GR3 category, whereas the Supras have very good acceleration.
What you're telling me is that if I chose one car over the other, I'd still be equal in performance?
Again, it depends on how you drive the car. See, you could have a Porsche and still not be as fast as a Supra, even though the Porsche is the ideal better car. As if you can manage to drive the Supra clean enough and not light up your rear tires, which is common with Supra.
Ideally, what you're telling me is a Porsche is the car of choice.
It is definitely the car of choice. In last year's Pro category, majority of the runners were in Porsches.
We're coming into almost 3.5 minutes remaining in this qualifying session, which is the race at home round 3. And we thank our sponsors, J Homes, House of Glass, Pit Pass, and not forgetting Lap 57. These cars, as you see, all the branding on the cars, and we're having a brilliant live stream today. Sam, our race director here, has upped the game today by using some new software. We are running at almost 60 frames per second live stream, I'm told, Sam. And it did take it was a bit of a challenge to connect everything up, but once it is connected, we're all good to go. As we see one of the cars coming in for a fuel. Talk us through this.
Crucial thing to see from this pit stop is Sachetana is actually on mediums. There we go. Now he's gone to softs, which could have indicated he might have started the race on mediums. But for all we know, No, now that he's actually made a pit stop to soft tires, he will be starting on the softs. A little strange why he set his first lap on the mediums, but it is what it is. We'll see what his lap time can be now. He's 2.5 seconds off the pace, which he could better this lap time by around a second on these fresh soft tires, a second and a half. But the top 4 runners, they're the crucial ones to see. Randika has set some blistering lap times in the Supra, which I said the Supra is a very good car, and with all these uphill sections around this Kyoto circuit, as you can see, he is still going faster. With all these uphill sections in this Kyoto circuit, the Supra can come into great effect as it has good acceleration, such as in tracks like Dragon Trail Seaside, which have really high inclines.
Okay, fine. You're talking about all this technical stuff. In layman's terms, these guys have to make sure that they run, how many laps today in the race? 16 laps. So one car to the other, will they have the tires and the fuel to walk them through this whole thing?
It depends on their driving styles. See, if you can drive the car nice and clean, nice and smooth, you can make your tires last. Now the Porsches are definitely the clear favorites to make tire wear last and fuel wear last.
Your bias?
Not my bias, it's just you can ask any GR3 racing driver on Gran Turismo, they'll tell you that the Porsche is the best car for a race. But if a person like Randika can pull out enough of a gap in terms of, we see Adam having a right royal spin in the uphill section. This uphill section is very, very dangerous. Its curbs are very dangerous as it can spin you out at any point. And Adam has stopped on circuit. He might be having an issue. No, there we go. He's gotten going again. But Randika is the man to look out for as he has shown some steering pace and can still go faster as his fuel drops.
Faster? He's got a minute and a half and a bit.
He can still go much faster because his fuel is dropping. If he has the tire life left, he can still go faster. Here, a sector is coming up. We can see 6 time. No, he's a second down. So I don't think we'd be seeing Randika going faster. Adam has spun off and he spun off again. Shane is bettering his lap time and he's just in the first sector of the lap. And Shane is currently 7 tenths off, and with the fuel load he has, it seems like he has refueled, so he might have taken away the advantage he could have gotten.
I don't see these guys bettering their lap times right now.
Yeah.
In the twilight minutes of
Yeah.
the whole thing, I think I can see just a minute and 50 seconds left in qualifying.
In my opinion, Adam and Shane need to just calm themselves down and get ready for the race, because they know that Randika, in being in a Supra, is going to be at a bit of a disadvantage in the race unless
Why?
because the Supra is known to be quite harsh
Thirsty.
on it, quite thirsty on its fuel and quite harsh on its rear tires.
And in these days where fuel is very, very important, where fuel is extremely important in more ways than one, he needs to conserve his fuel to make sure that he can stretch his legs, as one would call it.
Exactly. No, so the Supra is known to be quite thirsty on its fuel and it has really high rear tire decks, so through these hairpins it could get dangerous for Randika and Tamindra. So Adam and Shane in a Supra sandwich, this could get very interesting in the race as qualifying ticks down to the closing stages where everyone's just completing their laps. And I don't feel like there's going to be any change in the front. Randika is done with his qualifying, so is Adam.
I think all these drivers have given up.
Yep.
They're coasting back to.
I feel like everybody has finished their lap times. We're just waiting on Adam in the pits as the timer will go down to its final 30 seconds. So at 33.9, wasn't as quick as the predicted lap times we felt would be achieved, but
So reverse grid is in the second race.
yes, the top 10 of the results
The finishing order of the first race.
Yes,
will depict the starting order of the second race in a reverse grid up to 10.
yes, so that the fastest drivers of race 1 will have to fight their way back up. We've seen Kushan Pires manage to fight up from 10th place to win twice already this season. Will we see the likes of Randika or Adam or even Shane do it again?
So now we are under starters orders for the round 3, race number 1, and that is Randika on pole with Adam Junaid right next to him. Tiago, what's it like to be on the start grid?
It's really nerve-wracking because you need to try and get the best run off the line without getting too much wheel spin. There we go. The lights are out. Pansalu, the entire grid gets away, and Adam has made a phenomenal start into the lead, cuts right across. That is the start of the Porsche. You can see both Porsches actually making good starts. Adam and Shane
And
both getting past.
Randika having had such a brilliant time of a lap time, and he didn't.
But Randika has managed to get back into second, so it's a really good exit from P1 on the grid. He dropped down to P3, but on the exit of turn 1 he's managed to get back past Shane, and Shane is now having to defend from both Mewan and Tamindra. Mewan being in a Porsche, but Tamindra also in a Supra. Tamindra down the inside.
Tamindra, beautiful move
but
there.
now a little bit of Ajibaji, but there is a big chicane coming up, so Tamindra should have the place here unless Mewan can outbrake him. It's a lovely move from Mewan to defend it. And
that was
he's held it. He's held it.
Unfortunate.
But he's held it. He's kept his race alive. He has not lost too much ground. Let's move back to the front to see the gap between. Oh, there's a move down the inside. Randika. It seems like Shane had gotten back past Randika, but now Randika having to go side by side with Shane. It seems like he's just gotten the move.
I think the absolute benefactor in this whole process is Adam. He's managing to stretch his legs a wee bit there just because Randika and Shane are having a battle of their own. Can we go down the grid just to see exactly who in the zoo, as one would call it? Down the grid, we have a gaggle of cars. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All these guys in a bunch there.
As we see Rukshan trying to get in the slipstream of Tamindra, and Randika trying to break the toe off Shane as Rukshan
Nicely done,
sends
Rukshan.
a move down
Nicely
the inside.
done.
But Tamindra can come back on the switchback, which he has done just about. Yes, very clean move.
Sends Rukshan a little wide,
No,
I guess.
that's perfect move. Perfect passive
I wouldn't
aggression.
call it perfect if I was Rukshan.
That was a perfectly passive aggressive move, and here we go. Mewan now trying to bring back. Oh, we
That's
have a move
nice.
from Shane Darren down the inside of Tamindra in another long swooping left-handed. Tamindra can hold it around the outside. Just about clean racing. Very nice racing. They're side by side once again. Second time Shane's had to go side by side into the chicane. He thinks
That's what you call very clean racing.
and there's a move from Rukshan. Oh, Rukshan has spun Shane around. Can Shane save it? No, that's very unfortunate. Rukshan.
I think he got on the curbs there.
No, Rukshan has given him a love tap from behind. That will be reviewed by the stewards, as he is now in fourth. He has ruined Shane's race. It's unfortunate. Shane was running very well in the top 5, but we ride down to Adam now. Adam being hounded by Randika. Randika does have a penalty of 1.4 seconds, but that should be every time he gets into a braking zone and coasts or brakes, that penalty will reduce. So in a matter of a lap or so, that penalty will be gone. He is now pressurizing Adam.
Adam is a second and a bit under second actually now, ahead of Randika.
As Randika says, the fastest lap time of the race.
Exactly.
He's on a charge.
He's on a charge, but he's also got to lose that 1.4 seconds somewhere down the line within the next.
I feel like that is not his priority right now, as that will be reduced eventually. But just take a moment to look at tire wear and fuel wear. Is Randika just conserving himself? The fuel wear is the same, and surprisingly, Adam has used more tire wear than Randika.
That's natural. The guy in front is going to be pushing his guts
so
out of this
although
one.
he's driving the favored Porsche, Randika is driving that Supra beautifully. Maybe
you see the line that Randika takes.
Yeah, very
it's a
nice line.
clean in and a clean
this
out.
could also explain why Adam's tire wear is so high. He is taking a very aggressive line.
I think he's turning in a little too hard.
Yeah, whereas Randika is nicely... Randika has made a small mistake there. Lost a little bit of time to Adam, but at this moment in time, he may not know it, but we can see that he is using much less tires than Adam. So in a few laps...
he can't see the other guy's strategy,
No,
is it?
he cannot. But I mean, if you can see the driver in front really struggling, you can get a sort of idea.
Can we go down to see what Tamindra and the rest of the...
Will do. Just... Randika has slowed down quite a lot. Does Randika have some sort of an issue here?
Looks like it, because he's...
And he's not losing his penalty, because the penalty sign, the penalty is not reducing.
He was coasting a little while ago.
Wonder why this is the case. He has dropped 3 a lot of time to Adam. There doesn't seem to be anything wrong with his throttle and brakes, so maybe just building up a gap to Adam, not wanting to ruin his tires. But we will move down to some cars below, more low in the grid. Here we see Rukshan. What happened to Shane Darren? After being spun around, he's on a charge again behind Saman Pereira. Saman Pereira trying his level best to keep up. He's in 8th place, which is respectable. Very respectable position at the moment.
Saman, I have to give credit to this gentleman. His priority was the 3 children who were racing from different parts of the world, and the father thought, hey, why don't I give a try at this one? I admire his courage to do this, and he is doing pretty well.
He is. He's doing very well, keeping Shane Darren behind at the moment.
And Shane is not an easy aggressor.
Shane is on a charge. You can see him reducing the gap all the time. He sends
Beautifully
one to
done.
the inside, but
Beautifully done
Saman
by-
keeps the door open wisely. He wants to get the good run out of the corner. Shane has got the place, but Saman can get the slipstream back down the hill. No, but it seems like Shane has pulled a gap on Saman. He has taken 8th place back, and he starts his fight back up the grid.
The others have all spaced themselves out now. There's no real fight in the whole process. And
Well, we do have Mevan and Randika. See, Randika has dropped a
2 and 3.
lot of time. He's dropped from 2nd all the way to 4th. There must be something fundamentally wrong with Randika at the moment.
you can actually ask Randika later on.
Yeah, he's
got the place back.
He's made the place back. He might have had some sort of a issue on
a distraction.
a distraction.
Maybe
or
his cat came and settled his lap.
something must have gone wrong in the Randika household. But he's now
No, I mean,
fighting
there's
with
something
Mevan.
wrong because Mevan is giving him a run for his money
No,
as
see,
well.
this is natural. Mevan's in the slipstream. At least he's getting past Mevan and now catching Tamindra. But to have lost 6 whole seconds to Adam when he was on his tail, something must have gone. Oh, and Mevan going wide, but he catches it. There's nothing lost there. As we will now watch.
Adam may have offered Randika some chocolates.
But see here, Randika has already gained 6/10 on Adam through that one section, and it's closing. Has Adam made some sort of a mistake? No, Adam's running perfectly alright. So Randika has just gained almost a second in
I
this.
think somebody gave Randika a call and
Yeah.
said, "Can you wake up?"
Yeah, because Randika's gained almost over a second in the space of a few corners. Which,
Yeah, I think this is good racing.
yeah, this is.
Tamindra is not going to let Randika through.
Yeah,
though.
Tamindra's not going to let Randika through. It's the battle of the Supras now. We've seen a lot of Porsches, the only 2 Supras on the grid, now battling it away. As
But
Randika takes an
Randika
outside
places
line.
his car beautifully there.
But Tamindra also, just as well, placing his car very well in the middle of the circuit through the
Exactly,
hairpin to defend his
exactly.
position. As it's a defensive line, which I wouldn't advise through this corner, as you get a slow entry to but it has worked out. Randika has been caught off guard. So maybe the defensive line has worked. It caught Randika off guard, but Randika will now get a slipstream through this final
But
corner.
in the process, Mevan is catching them as well.
Mevan's catching them as well, but crucially Adam's pulling away. There's now Randika on the main straight, losing time again.
I think he has a problem with his throttle.
He has some sort of a problem because out of the corner you could see he was not throttling as much. The throttle bar is showing as full, but the rev...
Maybe he's on a different strategy.
No, but if you look at his fuel consumption, Tamindra has used less fuel, Adam has used less fuel.
And Randika has used more, is it?
Randika has used more fuel, which would be about half a lap's worth of fuel, if I'm not mistaken. So these drivers are definitely going on a one-stop. They will not make it to the end of this
No,
fuel.
they can't. Obviously, they can't. But
Yeah.
it
Well,
will-
you never know. Someone could have tried.
somebody
something.
might try an undercut on this one.
Yes, the undercut could be very powerful, as you can see the tire wear
So
on all
that may
these
be what
cars.
Randika is trying to do.
Yeah, definitely.
We have to throw that herring in the
Yeah.
whole process.
Oh, it's a mistake from Tamindra. Randika now all on his tail. And now with that Supra power, he can get right up behind Tamindra over the hill through with the slipstream. Tamindra goes defensive, very nice defensive line, but
Oh,
Randika on the outside.
No.
Once again,
Switch back.
Tamindra placing it on the middle
Yes.
of the circuit. Was there a tap there? Was
Off
there
the
a little
power
tap?
Too early. No.
Tamindra has placed his car to perfection once again. Randika could not put the power down as early as he wanted to, and once he did, he almost binned it, but he has caught it well, and he's right on his tail. Let's hope Randika does not have another issue out of the final corner. Similarly to what Max Verstappen had to face on the main straights
Who's
of
this
Spain.
Max guy? Who's this Max guy?
This Max guy, he's this little man here, Adam Junaid, idolizes Max Verstappen. He's running Max Verstappen.
Ah, he's that fellow who drives a car with the wheels all open.
Yes, the Formula One racing driver.
Ah.
Adam Junaid with Max Super Max stickering all over his car. Idolizes Max Verstappen. Always claims how
he's driving like a Max Verstappen fan right
he
now.
always claims that he drives like he wants to drive like Max Verstappen, hard, aggressive, and dominating, and that's what he's dominating at the moment. He's 4.5 seconds ahead. The gap is dropping.
Sachetana Patirana, how's he doing?
Ooh, before we switch to Sachetana, there is a move. There is a move down the inside. It's a lovely
Radhika on the inside.
but
nice
don't discount Tamindra. He can still get a run back down the inside here.
I don't think so.
No, watch down this.
No.
If he doesn't get him here, he can get him up the hill if he gets a good enough run out.
The car at the back can't get a better run out.
No, you never know. You never know. See here, he's not too far behind. If he can get a slipstream,
No, he's lost 5 tenths.
If Randika doesn't face another issue, this should be a done deal. And crucially, Randika, even with all this battling, has caught up the second.
The gap between Adam and
has closed.
Has closed by 1.5 seconds.
Look who's joined the party. Mevan
I told you.
is joining the party. He's just biding his time.
Mevan is the boy from Kandy.
Yes, driving all the way from Kandy. He's a very good driver.
The beauty of race at home is there are people who are driving from different parts. Saman Pereira driving all the way from Wattala or Kadana. Mevan from Kandy.
You have the likes of Brian, the Pereira brothers, Brian and Kevin, running from different countries altogether, from Australia.
Exactly. And we have another person driving.
We have Anthony Shanuk.
Dasun Ranatunga.
Dasun Ranatunga driving from Hong Kong.
Dasun Ranatunga is in Hong Kong.
Hong Kong.
And we have Anthony Shanuk.
Shanuk goes in Dubai.
Yeah. But crucially now, look at this. The gap has reduced to 3.2 seconds. Adam
must be biting his fingernails now.
Yeah, this is very bizarre. Let's check his tire wear. You can see Adam's right front has taken a beating. You can see on Randika's. And another thing, you can see throughout this race, Adam likes to take very aggressive lines. When his tire wear increases, he can't make those aggressive lines work. Whereas Randika, who takes nice, conservative, smooth lines.
So you see Randika's lines right through.
They're nice and smooth.
The arc of the line is very wide.
Yeah, so he gets a
no
nice
aggressive turnings.
Yeah, he gets a nice cut through the corners.
Yeah, but he's not really gaining now.
Oh well, he's gained 1.8 seconds in just half a lap. He's biding his time. He knows where he can gain time, which is the first windy section with all the. It's basically the S section, uphill S section.
But they're close to their pit stops now.
They are.
Window is very
I believe
close.
Adam would either, knowing Adam, he would either pit on this lap or the next lap. As Randika is catching him, I believe he would pit on this lap.
But the guy who pits later will take in less fuel.
They would take in less fuel, but they would also be at risk of an undercut. There goes
Adam,
there goes Randika. Tamindra stays out. There goes Mevan.
Smart man Tamindra.
Mahilal comes in. So now we'll ride on board. We'll check out a pit stop here with Adam.
I'm telling you, Tamindra will come out with less fuel.
So we ride on board with Adam through his pit stop. Changes tires, preferably onto soft tires once again. His pit crew in Red Bull livery designs as per his favorite F1 team. Fuel done. He's out. Has he lost any positions? No, he has not. Sachetana gets past Adam out of the pits. This could play into Tamindra's hands. If Tamindra can get a good enough outlap, Sachetana might play a big role in blocking Adam.
What's the gap between Adam and Randika?
The gap between Adam and Randika is 2 seconds, so basically the same as when they came in the pits. But here we go. This is what I want to see. Will Sachetana block Adam? I don't think. Oh, he is. He is. Adam cannot get past Sachetana yet.
Sachetana will have to come into the.
But look at this. Oh, Sachetana is wide, but throughout that little sequence of corners, Tamindra gained about half a second, but Adam in that one corner. Adam in that one corner gained 5 tenths again. But if Tamindra can manage to come into the pits, as you can see, he's coasting because his tires are shot.
He's on fumes. His fuel line is on.
No, he will make it easily. It's his tire wear, especially when, as I said, with this Supra. The tire wear can make the Supra almost undrivable through the habits. As you can see, Adam has caught another whole second on Tamindra. If Tamindra can come into the pits, put in a little less fuel, and get out ahead.
I think he's cooked this one.
He might be behind Adam, but will he get out ahead of Randika?
I doubt it.
He might even get out ahead of Mewan. He was ahead of Mewan before, but he might be able to increase his gap to Mewan. As Tamindra is in the pits. Here we go. Tamindra putting on the soft tires.
We ride on board with Tamindra, please. Let's see. Can he
We'll
get out?
ride on board with Adam because this is the man we need to see.
Yeah, then I don't see Tamindra. Tamindra has come out behind Mevan as well, so that really didn't work for him. Didn't really work for him. Thiago, he's lost a bucket load of time.
Yeah,
and he came out in fourth place.
He has come out behind Mewan as well, but he's lost a lot of time.
That pit stop really didn't work. He's come out 5 seconds behind Mevan, which means in total he's lost about 8 seconds.
Here's the battle we need to see. Randika on Adam's tail, the battle for the lead. But this is good information for the drivers for race 2, as they know the undercut is especially powerful around this circuit. As Randika taking once again a nice line through the chicane.
Rather hairy on that one there.
Yeah, both of them. Adam has actually gained a little bit of time through the chicane, so they're trading faster corners every single lap. As there's a dive from Randika. He's down inside.
Beautifully done there.
What a move from Randika.
Clean as it comes.
But Adam will not let that slide. He will keep on Randika's tail. He will push to the max to keep on Randika's tail.
Well,
Randika goes a little bit wide.
Moment.
He goes a little bit wide. Adam's on Randika's tail once again. Don't make any audacious dive bombs into this final corner. You know, you need to get a nice run out the final corner. Randika's line was much better than Adam's. Never mind. Adam's right on his tail.
Brilliant driving by Randika, flashing his lights like Bri Ponnambalam does when he runs at Katakurunda.
But once again, you see, Adam doesn't have the straight line speed to actually get past Randika because of that Supra. The Supra, its power may have been balanced to match the Porsche, but its acceleration is still better. Adam taking a very fine line which may not work out because, I'm wrong. This is a really... Adam needs to be careful. He doesn't do anything to shove Randika into a barrier here. He's on his tail. He can make a move down the inside here. He is. He's going for the move.
Very nicely done.
Down the inside. Randika turning in very early. But Adam getting past. Nope.
I think the weight of the Porsche managed it there.
Yeah. If it was a Supra, it would have been a little hairy. Adam might try and move down the inside here, or he might stick behind. No, Adam sticks behind. Gets the braking point. Adam very hairy. He might get a penalty for that, for cutting the corner there.
I don't think so. He had 2 wheels on the white line, I think.
Yeah, he gets a penalty. He gets a penalty. But
1.5 seconds.
But we know the penalties disappear very fast. There's a dive bomb from Adam. Down inside. That's a nice move.
Randika made a mistake there.
He's already lost 2/10 of that penalty, so the penalty doesn't matter.
He's got a 2-second penalty if he doesn't get into the
but
0.3 at
it
least.
should be gone by the next lap as Adam bouncing off the curb. He's on the edge, and any more cutting and he would get a penalty for that.
That was a Mad Max move, if you call me.
But a clean Mad Max move.
Well, can we see the others? What's happening with Mevan and Tamindra? Have they?
There's Mewan and Tamindra. They are quite spaced out. Tamindra's gained a little bit, but that is courtesy of Adam and Randika having their big ding-dong battle.
Yeah.
Rukshan having a really lonely race, but still a really good race. In 5th, but crucially on mediums.
Our heart bleeds for poor Shane.
Shane has made a good comeback.
Yeah, but 7th.
As Sachetana on softs. His first stint was on mediums, which might explain.
Looked like Ricardo.
Yeah, Ricardo, who just spun out in Free Practice 2 of the Monaco Grand Prix, which is this weekend.
Went straight into the Tech Pro barriers.
Yeah. Saman Pereira doing a respectable job in P8, Pansilu in P10. But this battle, and Randika has got past Adam. We missed this battle, but we know that Adam will not give up without a fight. He will keep his foot down through this windy section.
Adam lost it there a little bit.
Adam's lost a little bit of time there,
but a bit too early, I guess.
But he's gotten a good run out of the chicane. He's gotten a very good run out of the chicane. He could make a move into the hairpin if he's feeling... he's made a good move. Oh, no, but Randika braking very late. Very good defensive driving from Randika. Open the door for Adam and then brake much later. As Adam's still on his tail. Don't make contact. Do not make contact. And very close. Very, very close between Randika and Adam. This is a wonderful battle. A race-long battle between the two. Randika facing issues a little earlier on in the race, but he's made up the time once again. Adam getting a nice good run out of the corner once again. Randika breaking the slipstream. This is somewhat allowed unless you're directly blocking the person behind you. As Adam decides not.
3 laps to go, Thiago. 3
No,
laps
four,
to go.
4 laps to go. Let's take a look at this fuel and
My
tire wear.
mathematics is not that bad. 16,
Oh,
13.
take a look at this. Adam once again using more tire wear, which is surprising considering he is in the Porsche. As you see, Milan less tire wear.
Yeah.
Tamindra less
He's
tire
really
wear.
trying his darnest to get past.
He is, but he's in turn ruining his chances.
Problem is this: Adam has 1.2 seconds plus he's got a 0.8, which means a total of over 3 seconds, almost 3 seconds. Unless
Yeah.
you lose it, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, unless Adam can. There's going to be another penalty for
yeah.
Adam. Now this could get dangerous from Mewan behind us. This could be a
There you go.
4-second penalty now. Now it's down to the wire. Mewan, I don't think Mewan knows it because he's a bit too far behind to see the penalty sign. I feel like Adam is just going to give up on the battle with Randika at this point unless he can get past Randika, build up a gap.
Can I tell you something else?
Hmm.
Adam needs to be really, really careful because Mewan
There's
is
yellow flags.
No, see, Mewan is only
4.3 behind. This
exactly
2 tenths behind
He's
now.
only 2 tenths behind him.
So while Adam is busy trying to battle Randika, he's not focusing on his actual penalty.
Exactly, because he's going to have Mewan come and take him on the wire because he's got technically he's got a 4-second penalty here now.
Yep.
Okay, and Mewan is only 2 tenths away from him. If Mewan drops it below 4, he's going to be on the
See,
on
this
the
is
second slot.
this is the case. Adam can do all this battling. He can try and get past Randika all he wants. If he doesn't, it's most likely that on the line he will slow down to get rid of the penalty.
And that's the time Mewan will
But
take
the
it.
thing about Gran Turismo is getting rid of this penalty is tougher than it looks because the car behind catches up that 4-second gap faster than you can reduce your 4 seconds.
Exactly. This is what I was trying to tell you. You need to wait, make sure that you do not get penalties.
You need to try and, even if you get a penalty, you need to try and course through these corners to get rid of it as soon as possible without waiting for the last minute. As the gap is now 3.8 seconds and would drop as Adam's made another mistake.
This is not a good thing for poor Adam.
Adam
Mewan, brilliant drive from young Mewan. Another boy who's been at it. He was 3rd in the championship last year. And very, very astute little fella from Kandy.
And this is crucial for Adam's championship as well, as he is looking to gain ground on Kushan Pires.
Maximum points today.
Oh, there's a mistake from Randika.
Not really.
Oh, this is not good for Adam, as he is now going to battle with Randika again, and once again he's going to lose focus on that penalty. If Randika starts to now put pressure on Adam, there's a low chance Adam's going to try and reduce that penalty, as the gap has dropped to 3.7 seconds behind Mewan and Adam. That is the gap we need to look out for, as Randika's surely got this race in the bag.
Randika knows I have it in the bag. 2 laps more to go. I have it in the bag. Just let this boy run off with it.
But you can't predict the race result until the
They
checkered
over
flag
till the
drops.
fat lady
Yeah,
sings. Is it?
Exactly.
Okay. Who's the fat lady here?
See, Randika may just be keeping it clean
He's
behind.
got it all in the
But
bag.
he needs to be careful in case Adam doesn't.
Adam is like a cat on a hot tin roof now, trying to figure.
Yeah, Adam must be thinking, do I have to defend Randika?
It's, you know what they say, it's damned if I do and a damned if I don't.
Oh, we see Adam now coasting. Now, this is the point which I was saying. Randika could get a penalty for that initial corner. He's got a 2.5 second penalty. Now, this is what I was saying. It's never over till the and Adam is now coasting in front.
And you know who's going to win this?
Mewan.
Mewan is going to win. The boy who wins this.
This race just got very interesting as Adam 3 seconds. Randika accumulates to 3 seconds. Mewan within 2 seconds, 3 seconds of both of them.
It's the story of the
As Adam trying his level best. Oh, there we go. He reduces the gap. As Randika has also reduced the gap. So now Adam and Randika both on equal penalties. This could go anyway. Look at Mewan. He's right behind them. See, even if Mewan...
Adam's lost his penalty.
No, that, as you can see here, 2.2. Adam has less penalties than Randika, but final lap, they're both going to equate to 3 seconds. Mewan.
Oh yes, because
Mewan
if you-
is in prime position to take this race.
these
win.
guys need to bring it below.
Mewan, you know what Mewan needs to do? Mewan can't sit back and wait. If they ghost when reducing their penalties, Mewan needs to take the opportunity and try and overtake them. Oh, that's close from Mewan because there's no guarantee he will take this win, even if they get rid of the penalties.
Oh, Mewan.
Here goes Mewan down the inside. Randika leaves in the space. These two can't battle. Mewan needs to stay within 3 seconds of Adam if he wants to take this win. Adam's 2.2. We know Adam has experience with reducing these penalties. Oh, look at the fuel. Look at the fuel of Adam. Adam is on fumes. He's known to take in less fuel than those around him. Has this come back to bite him? Because he's running on fumes. He might be in a lower fuel mode, short shifting. Mewan's going for a move.
Yes, it's Mewan who.
And Adam's gonna ghost here. If Mewan plays this right. Oh, Adam positioning his car well.
Come on, that was a brilliant place to lose
That
it.
was very well placed by Adam, but
Very nice.
Adam's on fumes. Mewan can take advantage of this. No, don't go around the outside there. That's dangerous territory. Just keep it behind Adam. Take your opportunity. Oh, Adam's made a mistake once again. Mewan on the outside.
Yes, Mewan has taken him.
And Randika making a mistake and going down to fourth. Adam positioning his car very well once again. He knows he has a penalty.
Oh, he cooks it in the last bit.
Adam's gonna take the victory. Oh, he's made another mistake.
Something happened to poor Mewan.
No, he's just powered it to. He's got happy on the throttle as I. Oh, that's a shame for Mewan as he has made a mistake. In the final corner of the race, Tamindra takes P2, Mewan takes P3, but a brilliant drive from Mewan. Almost made it. But this is good signs to come for race 2. As Randika's out of fuel, Shane Darren could make a comeback and get past Randika. Shane Darren.
Shane is the man of the hour. My money
Shane.
is...
Oh, and look here. Sachetana, can he make it? Wow.
These guys have all run out of fuel.
Randika makes it across the line in P5. What a shame after being in such a close battle with Adam all race. Mewan, what a shame. Final corner, but great defensive work by Adam, placing his car in the best positions possible. Tamindra, out of nowhere from P4, after not making the pit stop strategy work and being 10 seconds behind the leaders, has suddenly finished in P2. But what a race by Adam. With all the penalties against him and all the odds against him, he somehow managed to pull off a victory, which went down to the wire, literally.
So Randika actually lost out in the whole process.
Yeah, Randika, in either defending Adam or attacking Adam, has lost a lot of fuel, and that's what I said, that Supra is a dangerous car on its fuel.
And Tamindra was...
Tamindra, in the other Supra, bided his time, and look how much fuel he has left. He has a lot of fuel left. And that also might be why he lost a lot of time in the pits. He must have fueled to the limit.
Smart man.
It's a smart man. He's made damage control and he's finished P2.
We're going to go in for a small commercial break. I'll be back with you in about 10 minutes when we have race 2. Stay with us when we'll be back with you for race 2 in about 10 minutes time.
Cut the volume.
We're back as we go into the race 2 of the Race at Home Championship. The drivers all out on track, getting a bit of a warm up until the races begin. We've got Tamindra, Mahilal, Saman, Sachetana, Randika, Rukshan, Adam, Pansilu, Shane Darren, and one other driver. I'm sorry, I can't figure his name out. But overall, we have all the drivers in.
The crucial thing is this is a 10-car grid for both these races today, so it's a complete reverse grid from race 1's finishing results. Whereas usually it's a top 10 reverse grid. Today, as there's only 10 drivers, it is a complete reverse grid now. As the race is going to start in just under 1 minute. This should be a very fun race. Adam's done the hard work to win race 1, having tough competition from Randika, Tamindra and Mewan, coming under attack from Mewan right at the end. But now, as we head into race 2 with about 20 seconds to go, Adam's going to be starting from the back of the grid. He's known to have mega starts, so that is someone I'd advise you to look out for. So race 2 will be starting in about 10 seconds.
It's a good grid again in the reverse format for race 2 of the AM class on the Race at Home Championship 22.
The man you need to look out for in this start is Adam Junaid. Jumped from second on the grid to P1 into the first corner in race 1. In previous races, he's come from the back of the grid to really high places right off the bat.
What about Randika? He's in the middle of the pack.
Randika,
don't forget,
as I said, that Supra is not a good car for starts, so you have to look out for it. Pansilu will lead the way. We see Adam's actually changed his livery for this race from his purple car. As I said, Adam getting a good start, but will ride on board with Pansilu, leading into turn 1. Good start from Pansilu.
And Saman, my man,
Saman
on the inside there. Oh, a bit too far on the inside, but nice
but
line.
He gets a nice run out.
Nice run by Saman.
Wow,
Wow, beautiful run there.
Oh, going a little bit. Oh no!
Oh, what happened there?
There is a lot of bumping into the barriers.
Stewards have a lot of work today.
Yep. As where is Adam? Oh, Randika, as you rightly said, he has a penalty, but he's made a flying start.
I told you. He was in the middle. He was in the middle of the pack.
Flying start from P6. He's pressurizing Mahila. Is he gonna make a double overtake into this chicane?
Yes, I think so.
He's done it.
Whoops.
Oh, it's a fair move. It's a fair move in my
fair
books.
call.
Adam has come up all the way to P2 and is battling Randika.
The usual suspects are back within.
And down is Adam about to go from 10 to first on the first. What a move from Adam. Switching from the inside to the outside, back to the inside.
And I'll tell
again.
you, not only Adam, quite a few on that call. Oh, there was an incident.
Oh, Shane Darren.
What on earth is happening, this boy?
Once again, on the first lap, he's taken a beating.
Stewards will take note of that one again, I think.
Tamindra, surprise P2 from race 1, having a tough time trying to get around Sachetana, but into P5. It's a respectable start from a race 1 top 5, as we must remember Shane, who was in P4 in race 1, having a
brilliant drive by the boys, huh?
I must say, Mahila appears with a very good. Oh, Mahila!
That's what you call the Tokyo Drift.
That is
that's the Kyoto Drift over again.
I was about to say he's done a very good job keeping it in the top 3, especially considering the immense pace the top 5 from race 1 have. He's doing a brilliant job holding up Mewan. Mewan's not going to be happy because look at these two. Oh, as Randika's off into the grass, into the barriers.
That's an expensive Japanese lawnmower.
That is a humongous mistake, as Mahila's still pressurizing Mewan, and a repeat of race 1. Adam is being given some breathing space as Mewan dives it down the inside with a clean.
Mewan's a good driver.
Mewan's a very clean, good driver.
Mewan's a great boy.
That was a very calculated move as Mahila will now come under pressure from Tamindra, riding up front.
Where's
Adam.
our man? What's his name? Randika.
Randika, a humongous mistake, is all the way
wondering
down
whether-
in last.
I'm wondering whether he had some issue.
Must have had some issue as we quickly exit to be able to see their fuel and tire consumption. What is the case with Randika? His tires surprisingly haven't taken a beating after
Randika
Spain.
might run it on a one-stopper.
They're all in a one-stopper. Would he try a no-stopper? I feel like he's already used too much fuel to make that work. As
No, he's too far. 20 seconds.
yeah,
is-
that's a
is
whole
not
pit
gonna
stop away. As the
You
field.
can't make a mistake and try to gain a pit stop.
Yeah.
They're not going to work. You got to do one of the two.
Adam needs to play this smart now. He has the potential to make it back-to-back race wins, which is exactly what he needs to potentially take the
I think
championship
I know
lead.
the secret.
What's the secret?
He hasn't got that max sticker on the back of his car.
Oh, that's right.
That's his secret.
We don't know that for sure because he could have just put in a different way. No, you're right. You're right. He's driving. He's being a much more calculated driver, unlike the Max Verstappen we're used to seeing. He is now probably focusing on his tire wear and fuel wear a bit more. He has a 3.2 second lead to Mewan, who is also Mahilal doing a brilliant job to keep up with
Keep up
Mewan.
with him, huh?
He's also got a very good run out
But
of that
hey,
chicane.
Do not discount my man Tamindra.
Tamindra,
Tamindra pulled a hair out of the rabbit.
when it
When it
most
mattered,
when it
exactly.
most mattered, he
Yeah.
came back and
He
bagged
was
the P2.
in that slipstream
Let's
in
hope-
his little Toyota Supra in Kyoto, 5.3 kilometers of circuit.
Let's hope he has learned his lesson from race 1 and he doesn't look to make an all-cut. What I'm keen to see is will anybody...
But it worked for him. Huh?
Oh, as Tamindra, as we were talking about, it makes a small mistake. Sachetana now on his tail, might go for the dive bomb here. Sachetana, no, he thinks, what? Oh, there's a dive bomb. Oh, there was some
that's
contact.
clean.
There was some
That's
oh,
okay.
Gosh,
That's okay.
Right, Tamindra just having
All's fair in love and war
Tamindra
in that
losing
last corner.
concentration. Here we see a battle between Rukshan and Pansilu. Pansilu giving a fight to Rukshan in the slipstream, all in Porsches, equal cars. This is as equal as it gets. The only things you can change now are brake bias and traction and your fuel, as Rukshan running a little bit wide there, but gets
So
a
you can change
you,
this.
you can change your brake bias to manage how much where the brakes
Punch.
where the brakes punch is essentially. That can also play a huge effect on your tire wear and how easily you can turn into corners.
And what about your turning in when you the slip angle and the corners? Does it actually increase your tire wear if you turn if your tire slip angle is greater?
See, yes, to increase when you have a higher slip angle, that means that you are driving more aggressively. You're turning much more aggressively, such as corners like this.
Whoops.
Oh, as we see Pansilu making a right royal mess of that, as Saman Pereira still in it.
Saman is the man. I told
He
you.
is still in it. He is on Pansilu's tail now. This is a battle.
Our man Saman with the big target on his
Saman's been a
bonnet.
fairly clean driver today. He's not.
What do you mean today? You think he's not? Otherwise,
No,
he's
no.
a
What
clean
I
driver
mean,
all the time.
what I mean is he's not. We've seen a lot of argy-bargy from everybody around the grid, but he's been very clean. One of the cleanest drivers, I must say, on the grid today.
Yep. He's got
He's
Brad giving him tips all the way sitting in
exactly.
Australia.
He has all his Pereira sons giving him tips, giving him their secrets.
It's usually the other way around. The father telling the son what to do,
Yeah.
but here it's the son's telling the father what to do.
And so let's ride back on board with Adam. Adam's gotten a penalty, but at
Or
this-
Adam's got a penalty without having pressure of
I mean-
requiring one.
I mean, that just goes to show how much he's pushing. Even though he has this lead, he knows he needs to push, as anything can happen, as we saw in the last race. Mewan Mahilal, I must say, doing a phenomenal job to keep that gap to Mewan. As Mahilal struggled in race 1, he might have had some contact with a few drivers, sending him plummeting down the order a bit, but he's keeping that 1 second gap.
But you know the man who's not made any progress today? Randika.
Randika, yeah, it's been an issue for Randika. That first lap mistake really essentially ended his race. as you can see, his gap is still the same to Adam as well.
It is really sad to
It's
see.
a shame what happened in race one as
Exactly,
well.
but he's only 2 seconds away from Shane, who's also had a
But
bit of a
essentially,
moment.
essentially, it could have been a P2, and there is a mistake from Shane.
I don't know.
Oh, and look at this. So we were saying he's not making progress. He's on course to make 3 overtakes in the space of 3 corners. So
Okay.
that's
That
I
was-
don't. Oh, Saman,
Saman.
brilliant
Yeah,
defensive
you
display.
don't try that with young Saman.
Exactly.
Exactly. Someone who's having none of that.
And now Shane back down the inside.
Takes. See, this is the kind of racing we want to see.
Exactly. From looking like gaining 3 places in 3 corners, he's gone back to losing 2 places in 2 corners.
You spoke way too fast.
Anything can happen.
Oh,
and there's a little contact, but that's all. That's bound to. Oh, and runs in.
James runs in.
I feel like Randika, we've seen great driving from Randika today, but I feel it's the Supra. It doesn't suit his driving style. He's powering it. You can see he's powering it a lot.
He is what you call the perfect example of saying dare to be different.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, no, not even dare to be different. This is, from what we've seen of the M class, this is probably the second best choice.
I think there's a big battle between Panselu and Saman. I think that
three-way battle.
yeah.
As someone going a little bit wide, and he gives a little bit of a love tap too.
That's an interesting view. See the steering wheel input as well on that one.
But
Saman does a nice dive bomb.
letting Shane back through.
Is it? Was that what happened?
He may have just made a little bit of a mistake.
And Randika is catching them as well.
Yeah, this 4-car battle, it's incredible because Randika.
Saman.
No.
Saman.
Ah.
That was all on your account, boy.
And he's gotten
Lost
a
it
little,
there.
gotten a little throttle happy, made a little bit of a mistake.
That's
These things
okay.
happen. But now Randika back on the charge. He's lost another 4 seconds to Adam. That 4-car battle, anything could have happened. And again,
I think there's something wrong with that car.
again Randika sliding that rear end. It's not been a good day for Randika. As again going
See,
wide,
I'm telling you,
saving it.
His car, there's something wrong. As soon as you ride the curbs, it's
As Shane also. There must be something wrong with Kyoto circuit at the moment. While on the circuit, something. Because everybody's getting tail happy.
We're going to call Michael Massey and ask him what's going on here.
Exactly. We need to get the bottom of this as Damindra. He's actually lost a place to Sachetana, so he's not made too much progress. He must have made a mistake somewhere, as yes, he definitely has more pace than Sachetana. He's coming back at him down the inside. It's a bit of contact in the move, but then again,
Sachetana is a real world driver running a full place as well.
Is it?
Yes, he is.
who out of these 10 drivers are real world drivers?
Sachetana is from what I know. I'm not too sure about the rest.
Adam Junaid has had a bit of experience in karting.
Yeah. Mewan,
I'm
not yet.
I'm not sure about Mewan. Mahilal,
Again, I'm not too sure.
we're not too sure,
But whatever happens, these guys are going to go into the real world.
exactly. And from what we've seen, we've had remarks from simulator racing drivers, such as in the pro class, for example, Viren Boteju, one of our championship contenders this year and over the past few years. He has claimed that sim racing has actually improved his real life racing, where he's right after.
Has it done the same for you?
Well, I mean, it's a bit hard to actually say as the current situation that we are facing in terms of.
Actually having a track day.
Yeah, exactly. It's hard to find a track day, but for example, like Viren Boteju, after all his sim racing against Singapore in Race at Home last season, went on to win multiple trophies at Katakurunda in late November or December. And Mahagastana, yes.
Yeah. Whereas Mewan is having a bit of a lonely race.
Mewan is never mind.
Is
Does Adam have a penalty? He still has that penalty, but that is also going to drop.
very minute.
But Mewan has caught a good 3 seconds on Adam. This is the case with Adam. As his tires and fuel start to wear off, he starts to lose a lot of time. As he's gotten rid of his penalty, that may be why he lost so much time. He was getting rid of his penalties.
Also, Adam needs to drive the car differently when the tire wear happens. See, he's very ragged.
What is going on
He's
with
very
Adam?
ragged with Adam,
And he's gone defensive.
and now he's under pressure. And
Yes.
that is when he drives again aggressively
and you can see
gains a penalty.
You can see this is the lap where they're going to pit, and if you remember in race 1, on lap 8, this was an identical Adam. Randika catching him because he was all over the place.
Yep.
Mevan, if you can see his tyre wear, a little less, but that marginal gap, as you can see between the two cars here, that marginal difference in tyre wear makes a big difference in GT3 cars. As both
Both
see
are
both
gonna-
of
both
them
are gonna dive in.
coming in. I'm surprised nobody decided to go for the undercut in this race, as we saw how powerful the
Let's
undercut was
see.
last race.
Both have, but Mevan has come in before Adam.
As Mahilal has used the least fuel out of all these drivers. Mahilal could potentially put in a little less fuel and maybe jump the both of them.
He's got to deal with the Petroleum Corporation.
Yeah, something is clearly working for Mahilal, as Adam now fueling
Can we
up.
ride on board with Mevan? Let's see.
Let's see where Adam comes out in relation to Mevan. Oh, they're nose to tail. Oh, and there's Shane Darren.
joining the party.
Shane into the lead. Shane Darren into the lead. He will get swamped though. On the exit, Mevan coming back down the inside of Adam.
Yep.
Oh, it's side by side. Boys, leave each other space. Do not make contact. Mevan down inside. Mevan thinking wisely. He knows Adam's gonna come into trouble with Shane.
Yeah.
He knows he can pick up the scraps if this all goes wrong. Oh, that's not a good position to be in behind the slower car. Adam, I don't think there was contact there. That might
No,
have
there
just
was
been bad.
no, there
But-
was no contact there.
But now Shane, Mewan's in prime position behind Adam. Both fresh tires, slipstream. Adam positioned their car very well.
Very
No
nicely
illegal
played.
blocking. That is a wonderful piece of defensive work from Adam. But it's not over yet. Mewan can get a good run out of the chicane.
Mevan is like the hare and the tortoise.
Yep.
He will wait and wait.
And he knows Adam's tire wear gets very bad in the final stages. He can use that to his advantage. You can see out of the corner.
But the guy at the back always has more tire wear.
That's the case, but from what we saw in the last race, Mewan was catching and still didn't get much tire wear.
But it's Mevan's driving style also.
Exactly, Adam's a very aggressive driver.
He's like Max.
He's like Mad Max, but Adam's
You can't blame the boy.
Adam's proving himself today. It was a measured drive.
Oh, yeah.
We haven't seen the Max style, the 2021 Max style defensive and attacking moves from Adam. He's actually had very clean attacking moves against Randika, Mevan, everyone.
I'm sure he has somebody sitting right next to
Oh
him.
yes,
giving
he
him
has
tips.
a very, very experienced
father.
a very experienced father and mentor in the form of Shafraz Junaid, who is no doubt giving him brilliant tips, which is helping him succeed in today's double header.
Adam is pulling too much of a lead, in my opinion.
I feel like this is actually okay because as long as he's not, you see his tire wear is still identical, but it's in the coming few laps which we'll see whether the tire wear gets very, very bad.
It's good to pull a gap, but it's also bad to be aggressive while you're pulling the gap.
Yeah, see, but this gap pulling is actually good for Adam, as who knows when he'll get a penalty, if he gets a penalty.
That's true.
Because as we've seen from Adam today, I'm not saying that he's cutting the corners on purpose, but it seems like he's been prone to getting a few penalties today, as is the case with Randika. Mewan, on the other hand, is the complete opposite. He hasn't gotten a single penalty today, so Adam must be mindful that if all else fails and he gets a penalty, he'll at least have a gap to reduce that penalty.
Has there been any change between Mahila and Randika boys there?
Mahilal is still having a lonely race in P3, but I must say I'm very proud of Mahilal. He had a tough race one. He was a little bit off the pace, but he's come back very well and is in a solid podium place. 7 seconds behind Mewan, 7 seconds ahead of Sachitina. If he can just hold this P3, it's a wonderful
Valuable
welcome
points
podium.
as
It's
well.
a welcome podium, but I must say we have to ride on board with Randika. P6. Good comeback from
But,
Randika.
Thiago, the overall time has dropped from 20
Yep.
seconds to 27 seconds to hour.
But see, I feel like Randika is just doing damage control now. If he can get to P7, which is 11 seconds away, I feel like I'm predicting. What's your prediction of this? I'm predicting he can get to P4 by the end of this race.
Tough.
Maybe not down to raw pace, but he can count on mistakes of others.
Yeah, but it's tough because you can't be that far away and try to gain.
You can see. Oh no, okay, that's that. Yeah, again, his gap has increased.
It's increasing, it's not decreasing. In the last 7 laps, he's lost a second per lap.
So that you can see he has the fastest lap of the race.
Maybe he has the fastest lap of the race. Maybe he has that, but I don't see.
What happened to Tamindra?
Oh.
Amindra was riding in a very decent P5, looking good to make
Strong,
a late race charge like race 1, and he's suddenly in P9.
I think he had to go to the washroom.
He must have gone to the washroom. Something must
Combed
have
his hair,
gone wrong.
put some cologne, and then come back
and
out.
he's touched the barrier again. That's not going to do well. Justice to his car. Saman, after that small spin, he's lost a lot of time. The leaders might be coming up. Oh, here we go. Here we go. The closest battle on the track at the moment,
We stay with these two.
coincidentally is the leading battle, as was the case with race 1. They'll be catching up with Saman Pereira soon, so that would be very interesting by the time they catch up with him.
So someone is half a turn away.
You never know. There could be entertainment behind each door.
But they do ghost.
They do ghost, but it's still a humongous distraction for the drivers.
Is it?
And especially it'll be
You
a
can
distraction.
see them, is it?
You can see them, and it's a distraction nonetheless to your braking point. And Adam would be the one distracted, not Mewan, because Mewan's anyway looking at a car in front of him in the form of Adam.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
But Mewan's just keeping that 1 second gap. Either he's just biding his time, saving his tires. Adam, I must say, is doing a very good job with his tires and fuel. Fuel consumption maybe a bit more, but his tire wear is equal with Mewan's.
But you see, it's like a seesaw. It's going to 0.7, going to 0.9, 7, 0.9. And in that process,
Each driver is faster in their different areas.
and then it
I
will.
feel like Adam cutting it a little bit fine. I don't think that's a penalty worthy corner, but Adam's faster in the first half of the lap. But Mewan brings it back here. You see here.
See.
I've noticed from Adam's practice as well, he was struggling in this sector, getting tips once again from his father to manage to maneuver himself around this sector. But again, you can see Mewan catching once again, and through this final corner, Mewan catches as well. But I feel Mewan's also being a bit more conservative on his fuel wear and his tire wear. He might be just planning a late game charge, as here we go. Just
Slipstream might be helping
See,
Mewan as
this
well.
is what he needs to keep in account. In Gran Turismo, the slipstream becomes effective when you're 7.5 tenths behind the car in front.
7.5.
Yes, so he was behind. That's why you didn't see him gaining much, and how you've seen him drop a little bit of time here. He might be short shifting to save some fuel. As you can see from the fuel gauge,
Does the short shifting really work?
the short shifting works a lot. The way you can see the fuel is, viewers, from in the bottom left of your screen, you can see that fuel sign. The white bar indicates how much fuel you have left. Adam has just under half a tank of fuel left, whereas Mewan, you can see
A little bit more.
a little bit more fuel left, but you know how important that is.
Isn't that little bit?
Randika running out of fuel on the final lap cost him 2-3 places. Mewan knows, even if Adam doesn't run out of fuel, Adam will have to coast or lower his fuel mix near the end of the race. And see here,
I
Mewan.
mean, he can change his fuel mix.
There are six fuel modes in Gran Turismo, and each fuel mode is a different amount of power, which uses a different amount of fuel through corners. It's like in F1, you have lean mix, standard mix, rich mix. It's like that here.
Okay, interesting.
Now see Mewan, he'll probably want to get within. Oh, they're running wide, but it's actually a really good line there. Mewan.
No, he ran wide, but he kept the pace. He kept the gap.
Mewan should ideally try and get himself within 7 tenths to get a slipstream and then be able to short shift, because on the straight here, Adam's pulling away because of Mewan's short shifting. Actually, from the power bar, you can see Mewan's not really short shifting much. Mewan's not short shifting as much.
So that's a good. It's a good strategy by Adam.
Yeah, see,
Adam managing to hold it.
Adam is using more fuel, even with Mewan not conserving. So that just shows the varying driving styles. Adam being more aggressive on the throttle would use up more fuel. Nonetheless, this is
It is a great thing that this Ground Motorsports Club is doing. Sponsors also joining us. Lap 57, J Holmes,
here we
House
go.
of Glass.
Randika down the inside. Oh, there's contact.
Oh,
There is
very
contact.
minor, very minor.
But it is a good move nonetheless. I told you, Randika P5.
Whoa.
5.4 seconds to Sachetana. My prediction of top 4 is still on. Can Randika make it? 5.4.
Can't make it.
Let's take a look at Sachetana's tires. His tire wear
You
is
know,
very
what's
bad.
happened is everybody has slowed down because
Shane Darren down the inside. And
as well.
Rukshan losing 2 places in the space of 1 sector around this Kyoto circuit. Shane also on a comeback drive along with Randika.
I think Shane needs to have a cup of coffee.
Yep,
He's
Shane's had to make 2 comeback drives today. Guys, I feel like there's been a mistake somewhere on track. Or Adam actually. Mewan's close to Adam. Here we go.
Interesting.
Here we go.
Interesting. Whoa, he's got to get the slip there. What happened there? The camera went off.
Sachetana also losing. I'm just giving you an indication. Sachetana has lost time. My P4 prediction is still on for Andika. But here's the battle of the hour.
Wrong side.
It's good defensive work from Adam. But Mewan knows through this uphill S section, if he can just slot in behind in the slipstream of Adam, he can get a good run out into the swooping left-hander. Yep, there you go. He's not looking for a move. He's just bumping Adam up the straight, trying to get his slipstream. There we go. Now, no, he'll still stay in the slipstream. Now Adam positioning his car very well, eliminating any risk of Mewan. Mewan can make a switch back. Nope. He's waiting for the next chicane because I don't feel he'll make a move here. He might make a move into the uphill hairpin after the chicane. Oh, he's going for a move now itself.
Ah!
He's going down the side. No,
Adam has.
Adam's wide.
Oh no, he's gonna get a penalty on that
He's
one.
going to get a penalty. He keeps the position, but he's going to get a penalty for that
And
one.
it's a bit too late to lose that
But
penalty.
it's only a 1-second penalty, crucially. That is actually a lifesaver for Adam because...
No, it's not, because if Adam even has 1/10 of a penalty...
Yeah, but now he's reducing that gap.
No, but then that gave Mewan the run.
Yeah, but Adam knows... It's fine, it's
Adam,
fine.
keep it clean there.
It's fine, it's fine. The key... Oh, Adam with a nice move down the inside. He knows what he has to do. He has to get... He's already lost half his penalty now. Once again, a battle to the end, a battle to the finish.
Yep.
Adam knows he has to try and
But
stay...
out of the 2 drivers, I think Adam is a better defending driver.
Mewan's just being much more economical and thinking a few steps ahead of Adam at this stage.
Actually, Adam's tires are pretty short. Can we see what Mewan's tires are like?
Mewan's tires, they're a little better than Adam's. So now
And he's got more fuel.
Mewan has the option to now pull away. This battle that was coming down to the wire, Adam, I don't feel he can come back from this unless Mewan makes a mistake like the last race. As... Oh, never mind. Look at this. Adam coming back in the slipstream. Mewan went a little defensive. Adam down the inside on the switchback. Barging his way through. That's clean. That is all clean. But Adam needs to be mindful of that penalty. Mewan, more fuel than Adam. He has more fuel to play around than Adam does. Adam, look at this. Mewan going defensive. Adam, Adam! Oh no!
What did he go and do?
Adam making a big mistake. Mahilal could potentially come through here. No,
He's got a long gap.
yeah. It was all going well. That's what I was saying. Mewan thinking a few steps ahead of Adam throughout that battle. He knew where to make the move, he knew where to defend. Adam,
All clean though.
all clean, I must say. I don't blame that down to Adam's self-error. I feel that is his tire wear that's made that mistake. You can see his tire wear compared to Mewan's. But Mewan, very, very good drive. I must say, deserving race win after
Brilliant drive by Mewan.
after a mistake in race 1's final corner. He comes through to win race 2 in Kyoto, flashes his light. Adam, brilliant drive as well.
Absolute reborn emblem style, flashing his lights and coming across.
Adam also a great drive, unlucky on the final lap, but once again, and Mahilal Pierce weaving across the line, brilliant P3 result from Mahilal. And look here, my prediction.
My God, Randika man!
My prediction for P4 came true. Randika with the comeback drive for P4. Sachetana just about makes it P5. Shane right behind in P6. Rukshan Patirana makes it home in P7. With Tamindra in P8. Saman Pereira crossing the line in P10. But Tamindra, it must be said, could have done better. He might have made some contact along the way in this race. But still, nonetheless, a good weekend for Tamindra with a P2 in race 1. And Pansilu eventually coming home in P9. I feel like he struggled somewhat today, but nonetheless, there's plenty more races to come back. But what a day we've had at Kyoto.
And let us thank our sponsors, Lab 57, Dre Homes, House of Glass, and Pit Pass for their patronage to make this championship happen. And most of all, to the officials of the Ceylon Motorsports Club for running this championship. We'll be back with you in 3 weeks' time when we run round 4 of the Race at Hope Championship. Actually, we'll be back with you tomorrow when we run the Pro Class.
Yes, the Pro Class in Dragon Trail, a very close championship with the likes of Seshan Gunasekar, Kevin Pereira, Brian Pereira, Tiago Pereira, and Dasun Ranatungo, all close.
Viren Boteju.
And Viren Boteju. Emdad Hussain, even Mewan Pereira, all closely packed in the championship fight. I don't believe there's even an 18 gap point from 1st to 6th.
Is it?
Yes.
That close?
That is going to be a wonderful battle tomorrow. A win for Seshan can pull him away, but nonetheless, the Pereira brothers are going to be coming back at him. We'll see you tomorrow.
Alright. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for being with us. We'll see you back again at 11 o'clock in the night tomorrow. Take care and stay safe.